Hi, everybody. My name is Ashley Jackson, and I'm going to join in the Speak Up Link Up. And I'm excited to do that and get some new friends in the blogging community with similar interests and beliefs. So I am going to join this, and I'm excited about the opportunity. I just wanted to show you what's going on where we live today. And that is in Aurora, Colorado, that we live right now. And so it's just a little snowy. So just a little bit about me. I am a stay-at-home mom. I have two little boys. One will be 5 on Monday. Oh my goodness. And I have another little one that is 1 years old. And they are certainly rambunctious. Let's just put it that way. So basically, we're living here in Denver, and we've been here, like I said, since about 2010, and now we're kind of in a transition. This has been a really, really hard year for us. Um, and you can go on my blog and read all about that. I won't, I will spare you all of the details for now. But I really just wanted to share a little bit about what's on my heart as the topic was wild and free. But in the sense of like, I love to do things that are outside of the ordinary and things that you wouldn't necessarily, I don't know, the average person might not do. Like I also lived overseas and even got a car with the steering wheel on the other side. Even moving to Denver, and I'm just up for the adventure. I love all of that, and love just having to rely on God. And for me, that means that He's asked me to be in situations constantly that make me uncomfortable. And I think I complain about them when I'm in them, and then I think actually this is God answering my prayer. And along this journey in this past 5 years, with struggling with depression, God has revealed a lot of things to me that I have been trapped by. And one of the biggest things that I had just on my heart today when thinking about this vlog was being trapped by other people's opinions of me. Um, I think we take our questions, if you will, to the wrong places so many times. And for me, especially being home alone and using social media as my one of my only outlets for a long time, I was taking my question to people that didn't really know me in order to validate my worth. And when I say my question, you put something up on Instagram that you think is amazing, or a quote, or a story, or an article, and I found for a long time like people were criticizing what I was putting up or judging it, and instead of just being like, okay, that's their opinion, and moving on with it, I would very much wear it, and it felt like a personal attack. And I really would, I mean, part of depression is ruminating, and that's like thinking stuff in your head just over and over and over again and not being able to let it go. And it turns you into a really bitter person. And that made me and feel ever over a period of time, I didn't even realize it, that I was trapped in my own mind. That what people thought of me became my identity. I didn't even know who I was outside of what they thought of me. And in fact, I actually got to the point where I would think bad thoughts about myself as like a sort of way to prove that I already knew that about myself. I already know that I'm overweight. I already know that I'm pride or I'm proud. I already know that I don't have it all together. So, and I would constantly tell this stuff to in my own head as a way to, I thought, protect myself from people who were going to judge me on those things anyway. So I thought, if I already know that about myself, then it's not going to hurt me when someone else tells me that. But what I didn't realize was that I was destroying myself on the inside. And my depression got so bad that I started to really believe, like, you know, why am I even here? Like, I have nothing to offer anybody. I have nothing to give in the way that is going to be beneficial to anyone. Like everyone just hates me. And the truth was is that I really hated myself. I didn't want to um, I wanted to see that there was good in me, but I felt like it was prideful and I felt that people were going to judge me harshly, so I need to judge myself just as harshly, if that makes sense. Slowly, God just started to strip all that away. He's just started to tell me, like, actually, He didn't tell me anything. He started taking everything away. I think so much we have this competition mentality that there isn't enough a room for everybody with their abilities, with their skills, with their talents. Like it's a beauty competition, it's a workout competition, it's all these things that we get so sucked up into that we think this is my worth, this is what I'm going to get my worth from. And over some period of time, God started taking those things away from me. I was pregnant, so then I wasn't looking like myself, and um, feeling insecure about that anyways. And I so desperately wanted to be involved in ministry again. I'd been in ministry all my life growing up, and I was involved in a church, and I was starting to get plugged in. And I just felt like I was empty. I felt like I had nothing to give. I was wrung dry, basically. And, what are you going to squeeze out of a rock? There's just nothing in there. And so I really felt like God was like, I want you to take 6 months and back out of everything. And I wanted to just be me and you. And that was really hard for me because I felt like people didn't understand that. People didn't accept that I needed to do those things in order to validate my worth. Like I needed those people in prominent positions to look at me and say, you are valuable to our team. We need you. We see your gifts, da 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 da, etc. And so I did. I pulled out. I had this hair thing that I called my dark period because my hair was just crazy dark and I couldn't do anything to fix it because I knew it would just fall out eventually if I did that. I could tell you like multiple reasons in the way that God allowed me to go through a season of humiliation. That's all I can say. I'm still kind of in that season. I haven't come completely out of it. But what He showed me during that whole time was that in order to be free, I cannot get my worth from anything that is outside of Him. I can't get it from, oh, you have a cute outfit, or any of that stuff. God, one by one, even our stuff, we got our Jeep repoed, and now we live with my parents, and so it's just been. I don't have this tooth right here. This is fake. There's been so many things that are like completely devastatingly humiliating to me, and God just kind of spoke to me about it, and He was like, you cannot know who you are without knowing who I am and who I have said that you are. And until we let Him start digging up those roots of where we find our validation, we can never really become who we really are because we're constantly in this false self. One good book that I read during that time, and I couldn't tell you the author at this point, but it's called The Gift of Being Yourself. So I'm sure you could find it. But it was talking about how we learn to become this false self in order to people please, to fit in. And we end up getting really angry at people because we can't be ourselves because we don't feel like that ourselves is accepted. But the fact of the matter is we don't accept ourselves the way that we are anyways. We always are comparing ourselves to each other. And there is enough room for us all. There's enough room in the blogging world. There's enough room in the creative world. There's enough room in ministry. God just kind of broke me down. He broke me down to the very bottom. And He said, you don't have anything to offer, and everything that's wrong with you, you can't fix, and you have to start surrendering. And so I guess that's just what's been on my heart in the last, even just today, just to be like, we have to surrender who we think we're supposed to be and let Him tell us who we are. And that is going to take some quietness. Are we receiving from Him our identity, or are we telling God who our identity is? Because if we're doing the latter, then we aren't really being ourselves. We're stuck in who we think we're supposed to be, or in who we think other people think we should be, who we constantly feel like we're never measuring up to. So these are just a few thoughts, and I'm going way long, but I just thought, like, I just want to start sharing some of the things that God has taught me. I'm so glad to be getting to know other people, and I just want some friends. So yeah, let's be friends.